Hello, hi, welcome or welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Lungstar, and if you are a new viewer, and yeah, if you're a new viewer, we'd really like you to become a subscriber. And can you just like, comment, and subscribe and join our little family of Celestians? And if you are a returning subscriber, hello Celestian, hello. And welcome to another episode of my Vlogmas. I think this is Vlogmas episode 3. So today what we're going to be doing is we are going to be baking while I basically talk to you about the 10 things that I have learned in 2023 as the year is about to end. Like, it's nice to just self-reflect, man. Let's self-reflect and go back and take a couple of notes, change this, change that, learn from that, do that, keep that. It's a nice thing to do, and why not bake while at it? We are going to start right now. So what you will need is a big bowl for you to mix in. I preferably like using milk, yeah, but I'll show you. I don't usually measure what I use. I just use the eyes. And then this is the cake mix that we're going to use. I usually buy the small one. Sorry. Yeah, I usually buy the small one because at home we don't usually eat cake like that. As much as you guys, this is the second time you see me baking, we don't usually eat cake like that. And as much as I have a sweet tooth, my parents and my younger brother do not. So the eggs that we are going to use, we like adding more sugar. We do not have sweet tooths, but this tends to be blonde, yeah? And then you can use dark chocolate or any type of chocolate that you have in your house. If you like white chocolate, you can use they. I don't like white chocolate, so don't judge me. And then we are just going to use this. I just bought this at Pep. It was 36 rand 99. It's 37 rand. Regrets, yeah, so that's 37 rand. That's peak. So we are now going to basically start baking. So what I like to do first is I like to mix all my wet products. So basically my eggs, for some reason. And then I add my oil. You can add butter. My mom used to add butter. I don't like butter. Butter tends to be a lot of work for me. I don't like that. I don't like hard work. I like working smart, not hard, And then you can add milk. So what I tend to like doing is I don't add a lot of milk now. I tend to add more milk as I'm going, especially once I start adding my I add more milk. So then after that we are basically going to be mixing. I really want to show you off. Fuck that, pour up plenty of champagne. Cold nights when you curse this name. You called up your girlfriends and y'all curled in that little bitty range I heard. That's my first lesson that I learned in 2023 was, so I basically have them all written down right now, and I'm just going to be like making it going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Bear with me. So the first one was embrace change. I feel like in 2023 that is the one thing I had to do, because I am a person who had planned their future from a very long time ago. I planned my future a very long time ago, and with me planning my future, obviously once you start planning things, you are getting ready for disappointment, or you are just getting ready for success. It's either or. It's either two, either or, yeah. So when I had to step back and basically see that things are not going as according to how I wanted them to, the only thing that I had to do was embrace the change. Like, I had to change as well, you adapt, because things that don't adapt die, So that's what we did. We had to embrace that change, So what I'm going to say is, if you are also going through the same thing and you are just like,
but this is how I want particular things, this is how I want particular things. You honestly just have to embrace the fact that not everything's going to go according to you. You know, planning is a beautiful thing. Planning something means that you are a dedicated person. Planning something means that you are a person who's goal driven, but sometimes things do not happen the way we want them to happen, you know. Sometimes God just takes over and 1 + 1 happens and it happens to become 2, you know. And sometimes we don't like it, but we have no choice. That's what I would say. We have no choice, but you know, sometimes where you want to go is not where you're supposed to go. And then after that, we are going to add our cake batter. I feel like I'm forgetting something. The sugar, yeah. Forgetting the sugar. Yeah, the sugar. I basically bag it out. Like the sugar, bag it out. I add until I see, no, it's too much. Yeah, that's too much. That's okay. It's actually not too much. It's okay, you know. And then I mix that as well. With the sugar, basically mix it until it's dissolved and you're going to be fine. And since I'm using brown sugar, it is going to dissolve, but I'm still going to see it. You know, if you're using white sugar, the better, you know. But on the back of the muffin mix, this is basically a muffin mix that I will make into like a loaf type of thing. The muffin mix says that you just need 2 extra large eggs, 160 milliliters cooking oil, and 200 ml water. All this is because I have used this, and as much as the cake is nice, I don't like it. Embracing change, you know? Next step. So, and then we add our lovely snowflake level mix. This is not sponsored, by the way. I just love this. That's another thing. Cooking, baking, and cleaning tends to be my love language. That's how I show the people that I love that I actually love them, you know. It's a love language. Then after that, we add everything. This is small, you can't say the things. This is small. So, you see here, this is when I add milk, more milk. So my next lesson is prioritizing self-care. So when I say prioritizing self-care, I basically mean prioritize yourself, especially if you're a person who depends on other people's view of you, or other people's perspectives of you, and other people's views, whatever, you know. Basically, if you're a people pleaser, we are trying to prioritize ourselves now. That is one thing I also learned, because I was a person who was always like, if I did something like this, what would people say? If I did something like this, what would people say? It's a good thing sometimes, but when something becomes your master, then it's a bad thing, you know. So yeah, so once I learned that, man, I started a lot of things. I started this YouTube channel. I started just jumping, man. Sometimes you just have to jump, you know. But prioritizing yourself does not mean that now you get to get away with hurting other people with the thing of, oh, I'm in my self-care era, you know. You have to be yourself, embrace yourself, but not in the expense of hurting other people. Sometimes people are hurt because we tell them the truth, but that's a different thing, you know. So embrace yourself, be the diamond that you are meant to become, and sparkle, because you are a Celestian, so you are meant to sparkle, you know. We are celestial beings, so we sparkle all the time. No time to be down, you know. is nurture your relationships. I'm not going to come to you from a standpoint of like your relationships, you know, join. No, I'm not going to come to you on that perspective. I am going to come to you with your normal relationships, your basic relationships, your parent relationships, the relationship with your parents, sorry, and your relationship with your friends. Yeah, your basic, super basic relationship. So what I have learned in this year about, let's start with my family. You know, sometimes we do not like our family. We don't like. Let's be honest. Being honest, yeah. Sometimes we do not like the things they do, you know. But then we are like, oh, I wish I had a better family. And then, without you actually realizing how you are blessed to have the family that you actually have, you know, because there are people out here who do not have the type of family that you have. Other people don't have mothers, other people don't have fathers, other people don't have any brothers. They're wishful brothers or sisters if you have sisters, you know. So it's basically appreciate what the type of family that you have right now, you know, which also goes in link to have gratitude for what you have, you know, be grateful for what you have. Yeah. So, and with your friends, know your friends, you know, separate your friends. As harsh as it may sound, separate your friends. Know your friends. Know which friends you are supposed to keep and which friends are for school, whatever, you know. Be fine. I heard someone say, be fine if you have friends that, you know, if I call them for brunch or if I call them to go out, they'd be willing to go out. But also have your friends who are going to talk some sense into you, you know. Have that as well. That's also important. It's one thing we look over because we want our friend to be the one we are always going out with, you know. And number 2 goes back to my confession session. If you haven't watched that, you can go and watch that. Trust me, you'll enjoy it. And it goes back to the thing I said in that session, you know, that said, your friends might be going through something extra too, you know. So your friends might be going through something and you want them to 100% be there, not realizing that they also have their own lives. Other people have their lives. You can't keep wanting people to be there for you when you are also not there for them. You know, people easily reciprocate things people easily reciprocate things, you know. What I do for you, you do for me. You know, I can't borrow you 2,000 rand and whenever I ask for a mere 200, you tell me that you do not have, but then I see you popping bottles outside, you know. That's fishy. So yeah, no, don't be that type of person.
Early baby lady, you could show me things. You know what it is whenever I visit Windy City. Did I see? No, 30 degrees, way to go, so only time. Will I see you at the show tonight? Will I see you at...
So another lesson that I learned was setting boundaries, you know, setting healthy boundaries. Sometimes people hate boundaries. That's what I'm going to explain. Sometimes people hate boundaries, and you know, sometimes you tell someone that you don't like a particular thing, or you don't like when they do a particular thing, and they act fishy, you know, like, I don't like it. It's not going to change if you, other people change how they try to behave or how they behave, or, you know, but some just don't care, you know, they just go over their boundaries. And doing that helps reduce stress, you know, it helps reduce stress, it helps people in your life know what they are to you and what you are to them, you know, helps you. They set those boundaries because you are the prize and you will always be the prize. But Lori have them, you know. So yeah, set healthy boundaries, man. Setting healthy boundaries also helps you just be a general normal person with a healthy life and stop trying to please everyone. Having no boundaries means that you're making everyone happy except yourself. I said it. You know, continuous learning. You will never stop learning. You know, there's that one saying that says, "Never stop learning." Yeah. You know, I think that's what it says. I don't know if it continues. I don't remember if it continues or what, but it genuinely says you never stop learning. So you never stop learning. So you're going to continue learning. When I started my YouTube channel, I had a bunch of information that I applied and I got my first video. But even right now, I'm learning more things. And as I'm learning, I'm improving certain things because it's no use to learn and not improve. You know, I'm not saying go sit down and study and do whatever. But if genuinely, if you are learning something, if you continue learning something and you do not improve, are you even learning? I'm judging you. So we learn to improve. You know, as human beings, we always have room for improvement, and we will improve. Especially as Celestians, we are looking forward to success, improvement, and love. So three things: success, peace, and love. Right now I'm going to put the batter into the oven, and I will also have a little chit chat with you and tell you more. One of the other lessons that I also learned this year was take calculated risks. You know, like I was scared of taking certain risks because I was a people pleaser. As I said before, people pleasing, you are scared of taking risks. And taking risks helps, but there are risks you're not supposed to take. Which is why I said calculated risks. Take calculated risks. Those will help you. They also genuinely help you because you never know if you are meant to jump and you are going to land on a soft cushion or you are going to land where you were supposed to be, you know. But so if you never jumped, how were you going to be there, you know? So sometimes you just have to jump and take a risk, man. Sometimes you need to look at the risk and be like, is it worth jumping for though? Because sometimes other things are not worth jumping for or risking, you know. You can't risk your whole matric life or school for your soulmate. Please don't irritate me, you know. Those are not things worth risking for, but there are things that are worth risking for. For example, if you want to start a business and you're still in school, you want to start a small business, you know, if you risk that, what if that ends up being something that's going to basically maintain you for the rest of your life? You're still going to have the degree or you're still going to have your matric certificate, but what if that business that you have ends up being the one thing that's going to maintain your whole lifestyle, you know? So take your risks, but make them calculated risks, you know. Don't just jump. You can't just jump. Sarah, or buy that thing that you said you want to buy. I bought the tripod. Another one of the things I learned was celebrate your small wins. Celebrate your small victories, you know. Just celebrate yourself, man. Sometimes we wait for bigger things to happen in life for us to celebrate, you know. But what if those things don't happen? Then what? Huh? What if the big things that we are waiting for do not happen? What if they don't happen? Because now we were so focused on, I want the big things, that you did not focus on the journey to getting those big things. You did not celebrate your small wins. You get really frustrated if you don't do that. And celebrating your small wins basically fuels motivation and your confidence, you know. I remember when I got to 100 subscribers, I was really happy. It fueled me wanting to make another video. My first video had 300 and something views, fueled me to do another video. I did my confession session, and when my confession session didn't do well, I still looked at the first video because that one kept growing, you know, and my subscribers kept growing, you know. So I was like, maybe it's because I'm doing something right. So if I'm doing something right, that means that people love this and let me carry on doing it. And once I finally got to 100 subscribers, that also fueled me making another video. Basically, it increased my productivity and I will not say persistence, no, because I am not persistent with these, but it fueled my confidence and it fueled me wanting to release more. Do you get? So yeah, even when you are not winning though, or even if along your small wins you hit a bump, life has bumps, you know, like it's a bumpy road. Practice mindfulness, you know. So I had to write this down because I was not going to remember all of it. So it said, being present in the moment enhances focus, you know, it reduces stress and overall promotes a healthy well-being. So just be there, man. Just be there, be in the moment. If you're a person who takes pictures in the moment, take the pictures in the moment. If you're a person who doesn't take pictures in the moment, don't take the pictures. If you're a person who takes videos in the moment, take the video. Do what makes you happy in that moment. I don't want to say my learnings this year were selfish, but they had to be somewhat selfish for me to learn, you know, because I had to learn me after high school. Who is Lungelo Spesihle Dlamini? Not Lungstar. Who is Lungelo Spesihle Dlamini? Those are the things I had to learn. And once you start asking yourself those questions, I feel like you will also mentally grow. And then you also spiritually grow. We also spiritually grow, because what use isn't growing physically but not in those other aspects. Another thing I learned was facing my challenges. Basically, strength is key, you know. Facing challenges head on also used to be my biggest fear. I would run away from things, or I would just take things and put them at the back of my mind so that I do not remember them, because if I did remember them, that means I would have to deal with them, you know. And running away from problems does not resolve problems. It actually increases your problems, because then another problem comes up and then you run away, then another problem comes up, then you run away, so you keep running away, you know. So yeah, and on this channel we face our problems, and I also had to face my challenges. I faced, okay, I'm not going to say all of them. Even right now I'm trying to face some. We are all fighting a battle some way, somehow. A very silent battle though, because people see me laughing because I'm a good person, you know. So yeah, but we're all fighting our little battles here and there, and facing your challenges has to be something that is a little bit easier, and it usually takes some of the weight off, because then your mind also relaxes, you know. Because if you take a lot of things and you have a lot of stress, you also tend to forget, you also lose weight, you also stress eat, or you gain the weight because you stress eating. So not a bad. And if you still haven't subscribed to this beautiful channel of the celestial beings, you know, please subscribe, comment, like the video, and watch it till the end, because who doesn't want to see a lovely chocolate cake being sliced with bits of chocolate inside? Who doesn't? You know, we all want to slice that cake and see how it looks.
Just cause I fuck you, that don't mean I trust you, I don't. You got some high hopes, baby. For me crazy, and I'll tell you about me.
I was nothing at all. Took a trip to London just to hear how they talk. Back to 4-0, you should hear how they talk. He might be Mr. Track and Field, but I done ran through